The Cursed Tom and Jerry Episode. The Strange Tape. It all started on a rainy Saturday afternoon. Alex, a 27-year-old collector of rare VHS tapes, had a strange obsession. He hunted for old, lost, and banned cartoons. Something about forgotten media fascinated him, and he spent most weekends searching through garage sales, flea markets, and abandoned video stores. That day, he found himself at an old estate sale on the outskirts of town. The house was ancient, covered in ivy, with a sense of decay hanging in the air. Most of the items for sale were furniture, dusty books, and paintings, but in one corner, Alex spotted a box of old VHS tapes. He rummaged through them, hoping to find something unique. That's when he saw it. An unmarked black VHS tape. The only thing distinguishing it from the others was a title, crudely scratched into the plastic case. Tom and Jerry, last episode. Alex frowned. He had seen almost every episode of Tom and Jerry, even the rare ones that had been banned for being too violent. But he had never heard of a last episode. He turned to the old man running the sale. Where did this tape come from? The man's expression darkened. You don't want that one. Why not? Alex asked, his curiosity growing. The old man hesitated. Then, in a low voice, he muttered. The man who owned this house, he watched that tape. After that, he was never the same. Kept saying something was watching him. One night, he disappeared. The cops found the TV still on, just static. A chill ran down Alex's spine. How much? He asked. The old man sighed. Take it. Just take it. That night, Alex rushed home, eager to watch his new find. The episode begins. His apartment was small, cluttered with VHS tapes stacked on shelves. He inserted the tape into his old VCR and turned on the TV. At first, everything seemed normal. The classic Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer logo appeared, but something was off. The roaring lion looked wrong. Its eyes were empty, and the sound was distorted, as if playing in reverse. Then the episode started. It opened with a dimly lit living room. Tom sat in the center, staring at the floor. He wasn't his usual comical self. His fur was matted, his whiskers trembled. The room felt lifeless, devoid of any background music or sound effects. Then Jerry appeared, but his movements were unnatural, jerky, as if the animation was unfinished. Something about his face disturbed Alex. Jerry's usual playful expression was gone. Instead, he looked afraid. Tom slowly turned his head toward the screen. His eyes were pitch black, and a wide, unnatural grin spread across his face. The screen flickered, and for a split second, Alex saw something. A frame of Jerry's mutilated body, his tiny limbs torn apart, his eyes missing. A low whisper echoed through the speakers. I see you. Alex's breath caught in his throat. He grabbed the remote to turn off the TV, but the power button wouldn't work. On the screen, Tom moved forward, toward the viewer. His eyes widened, his pupils dilating until they consumed his entire face. Then, blackness. For several moments, there was nothing but silence. Then the screen flickered back on, showing a dark hallway. The camera moved forward slowly, the floorboards creaking with each step. There was no music, no sound, just an overwhelming sense of dread. Something was waiting in the darkness. Then the screen cut to a horrifying close-up. Tom's distorted face, his mouth twisted in a grotesque grin, his eyes filled with rage and hunger. And then, in a voice that was barely a whisper, he spoke. Turn around. Alex froze. His body tensed. Then, his TV screen turned off on its own. The room was silent. Then he heard it. A soft, scratching noise, coming from behind him. Alex didn't move. His hands trembled. The scratching grew louder. Slowly, he turned his head. Nothing was there. Or so he thought. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw movement. His old VHS player ejected the tape on its own, spitting it onto the floor. The screen of his TV flickered back to life. And he saw himself. A grainy, black and white image of him sitting on his couch. But behind him, in the shadows, two glowing eyes stared back. He spun around. The room was empty. The TV screen glitched again. The image changed. Now it showed his bedroom. The camera panned slowly, revealing his bed. Something was lying under the covers. Something that was breathing. Alex bolted from his apartment, running into the night. The next morning, his neighbor knocked on his door. No answer. The landlord unlocked the apartment. Inside, everything was untouched, except for the TV. It was on, playing static. The VHS tape was gone. Alex was never seen again. But sometimes, late at night, neighbors reported hearing a strange sound, a faint scratching, coming from inside the walls. And if you listen closely, you can hear something else. A voice whispering, "I see you."